about kind of your.
Perfect. Yes. I'm Roger Triminio. Nice to meet you guys. Thanks for the invite. I started in crypto about I'll say 2016, end of 2016, and then at the beginning when I got into crypto, there was pretty much not much information in Spanish. My first language is Spanish, so I'm original. I was born and raised in Honduras, and then I moved to the United States in 1996. So when I got in touch with crypto, I wanted to learn about crypto, but there was not much information. So everything was more in English than anything else. So I started pretty much trial and error, investing a couple of dollars here and there. It didn't work very well. I was buying a lot of pump and dumps, and at that time you were able to have an account on Binance, so I was trading on Binance. A lot of manipulation was happening, so I lost a lot of money in my early life in crypto. Now, after
how much? Like how?
I was negative.
How much?
I was about $150,000 in red, and then I said, well, I got to do something different about this. This is not really working. I keep putting money into crypto, and I was very emotional. If a project kept going up, then you'll buy green candles and then do the opposite when people were selling. So I started studying myself. I started looking for information on YouTube. I started following the right people, and there was a guy out there. He has a channel that it's a very, very good channel that helped me a lot. And I actually pay him he has a Patreon channel. So it's like a $60 a month deal at the time. I'm not sure how much is it right now. So I started learning with this person, and that really made a difference because I was looking at the whole picture in a different perspective. And then I started making money in crypto. Later, right out, as soon as the bear market ended in the last cycle, I started investing in a couple of projects that I learned about it through a couple of friends. And then one of them was very successful. I actually did 1,000x in it. And then that was the actual project that, pretty much made me a crypto millionaire. And then after that, it was the right moment. A lot of new projects coming out, and we were buying right in at the right time. I was actually an early investor in Chiva. Unfortunately, I didn't hold it long enough where I kind of sold too quick, and I still made $1.5 million. If I had hold it for a little longer, probably talking about 10, 15, maybe $20 million. Another thing that after this happened, I realized that there was an opportunity to learn to teach others. And how do I came up with that? Because friends were asking, hey, Roger, I see you're very successful in crypto. How do you do this? How do you do that? And then, at the beginning, it wasn't an issue. You sit down with a couple of friends, you have a beer and talk about crypto. But all of a sudden, it was a lot of people. So my brother and I, Wilmer Toro, he also got in crypto early with me. We came up with the idea of starting Avenida Crypto as a community where people from Latin America and Spanish-speaking countries can learn about crypto from people that had the experience and make it a lot easier. Just like I tell my our community, I want you to step on our mistakes. Because we made those mistakes in the past, you don't have to make those mistakes. Learn from our mistakes. And then we created this little nice program that has about 14 hours of pretty much free classes where you can join. We're working and going into the English as well. We're trying to make that into English because, of course, everyone wants to know about crypto, and there's no many places where you can do it. In of course, finding a place where you can trust. I think that's the most important thing. So that's how Avenida Crypto got started. And later on, government of El Salvador decided to make Bitcoin legal. And as soon as that happened, we went to El Salvador. We were one of the first companies that are registered down in El Salvador. So Avenida Crypto is a legal company registered in El Salvador, and we also register in the United States through another LLC. We have an NFT company called Seaflow, which is we're actually working as we speak right now in an app where you're going to be able to create NFTs out of your cell phone. And it's going to be very, very nice application that we're going to be launching pretty soon. So Avenida Crypto went to El Salvador, got registered in El Salvador. And because El Salvador has so much attention in the crypto space, we've been able to kind of network with other companies and other projects. And the other thing that we had the opportunity is because we became so successful in crypto, a lot of new projects want us to invest in them.
So in the El Salvador play, can you talk about just kind of what that means for a country to open that up like that? Like what kind of opportunity does that represent? Just crypto in general, and then this like El Salvador news comes out, and so explain it from your point of view, somebody who is kind of from that world, not only on the crypto side, but on the Latin American or South American side, and then what that meant when El Salvador decided to do that.
Well, there's so many benefits and so much that you can do. And I'm going to start with this. And I feel bad for what's happening around the world, especially with this new war that started in Ukraine. And this thing shouldn't be happening. I mean, social media around the world is so big that no one can lie to us anymore. Everyone out there can tell others what's happening.
Yeah.
Why do I mention this? Every single bank in Ukraine is closed. Okay? There are bombings going around. There's many places don't have electricity. So if you have a bank account right now in Ukraine and you're in the middle of a war or of a battle zone, and for some reason you had to do something, I mean, you had to eat, or you need to buy something or pay for transportation, or for any reason, or for whatever reason you need to pay for something. If you are using the traditional banking, you don't have access to it. But I'm going to tell you something. If you have a crypto account, if your cell phone has power and you have internet, you can make those payments. And you might say right now, well, but if they don't have all this going on, they don't have internet. Well, if you check the news, look what Elon Musk did. The guy is sending internet to Ukraine. So I don't really know the details if that's already working or not. But if you have this internet, free internet going around, and you have your cell phone and you need to do something with crypto, you can do that. If you need to leave the country, if you have Bitcoin in a wallet where you keep your private keys, you can fly anywhere around the world or leave or being evacuated, and your Bitcoin is worth the same amount in the Ukraine that is the same amount in the US. But how do you leave the country with your fiat? How do you leave the country with gold if you have gold, or if you have any other values? You can. So going back to El Salvador in this question, I'm not saying El Salvador is at war right now, but one of the benefits that every country will have by adopting crypto as their legal currency is that you don't need the banking system. You don't need the traditional banking system to have access to finance. Okay? El Salvador has a lot of people that live in the US and other countries, and they send money home through Western Union, and all these other banks that allows them to send money. If you send $100 from the United States to El Salvador, Honduras, or any other country around the world, they're going to charge you anywhere between $10 to $15. For $100, 10% tax. Number one. Number two, when you go to the bank and you start withdrawing your money, the bank is going to pay you at whatever rate they want. You don't have control of that. So you're losing on the transaction that is being made from bank to bank when you sell that currency into the local fiat, and also the time involved. Now, if I have Bitcoin and my family lives in El Salvador and I want to send them $10 or $100 or $1, you know, the fees are nothing compared with what's paying right now. Last year alone, or actually no, I mean, Bitcoin law has been out less than a year since the Bitcoin started to be used as legal currency in El Salvador. El Salvador had saved $400 million in fees. That's another potential. There's another benefit. I just mentioned two to you. So
I read today that the Ukraine wallet, the Ukraine crypto wallet, has like $13 million in it now from just donations around the world.
there you go.
And then someone came out and said that for everyone that's donated something, they're going to airdrop a reward system just as a thank you. So what that means, Britton, is if you get airdrop something into your wallet, that means someone is basically sending you free tokens of whatever cryptocurrency.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, is like in a situation like that, if you're in the Ukraine, you know that your parents are safe in El Salvador, but then it's like, do I have to give my ledger or all of that info to, like, because then that becomes unsafe, right? It's just like a Venmo deal where you just, basically, I would just send all my money, like, you know what? I need all my money out of here and I don't have to talk to any banker. I don't have to do anything. I just, boom, they immediately have it, right?
Yeah.
Well, your money, it's already in your wallet. From the moment you create that wallet, you have control. No one else is going to have control of that wallet. Only you or anyone that has access to your private keys, which is sometimes, I mean, if you're in a war zone or you have family, it's good for other people to have access in case something happens. But yes, you can just leave the country with everything in it. And then and on the other side, like in Russia, what's happening with Russia? Russia is being as isolated. I mean, SWIFT system is being cut off. No one wants to deal with them. No one wants to do business with them. But if you're a business in Russia that doesn't support the war and you're being affected by this, same thing. You can move to crypto and you're protected.
Yeah. Is there a benefit to what your holdings are and what you're doing because of what's going on in Russia or in Ukraine? Or is it just more of a promotion deal? Like, here's a great living example of it. Or does it actually, there's a direct benefit with the movement of all of that money?
Well, I guess what's happening right now with this whole thing in the Russia-Ukraine war is people are realizing how important crypto is. And then let's just talk about Bitcoin right now. I mean, if you're in a situation like this, if you want to protect your wealth, you know, if you need to leave the country, I think that's probably your safest bet. You want to have everything in Bitcoin. You know, if you need to leave the country, or maybe Ethereum, like it's the second largest coin. And because it's going to be a lot easier for you to access to it. There's more exchanges that accept it. Bitcoin, you can actually pay in Bitcoin in a lot of different establishments around the world. There's Bitcoin ATMs all over. So you can have access to your money. Mm-hmm. And look what's happening in Canada right now. Just because people is protesting, their bank accounts are being closed. And they don't have access to their money. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. So crypto decentralization gives power back to the people. That's simple.
Yeah. So Craig, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask Roger what if he could just tell his story about how he got into Klee and what where he sees the direction of that going?
Yes. I came across Klee last year. I'll say probably August or October. I can't exactly remember. I'm a crypto enthusiast and a crypto investor. Okay. Besides Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these projects out there that are legit and transparent can be a great opportunity of growth. When you start looking as an aggressive investor, Bitcoin is more like a safe haven, safe bet. Why I say this?
Yeah.
Besides, an altcoin like Klee or Chiba or Saitama, for example. In order for Bitcoin to double in price, it needs a lot of money. If I'm not mistaken, if I can check here what the current market cap of Bitcoin is, let me take a look here real quick. You're looking at $797 billion. So Bitcoin to double in price needs $800 billion, which is a lot of money, right? Now, when you invest in a small cap projects, like for example, Klee, that is sitting at, if we check over here, let's go take a look.
On 6 probably.
So
5,
Klee is sitting at $6 million. So 80 billion, 6 million. So the chances of a small cap company like Klee to double in price is higher than in this scenario of Bitcoin. So if you want to be an aggressive investor and you want your money to grow exponential, then you have to take a little bit of a high risk. Now, that's the term that is used. But if you get to know the project, if you know what they're doing, if the team is very transparent, if there's great people behind here, like, everyone that is involved in the marketing, voluntary, because let me put it this way, none of us get paid. I mean, we're just investors. So we're investors doing marketing for our investment, which is great, right? And so a project like Klee can give you a higher return. If we go back to our all-time high, I believe we're going to be doing, is it a 25x from where we are, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
it's right around 25x.
Around there. So in other words, for every dollar you invest, if we get an all-time high, you're going to get $24 back. If you put $1 into Bitcoin, you need $800 billion just to go to $2. So it's a little harder. So that's one of the reasons when I'm looking to invest into projects, I look for small cap projects, projects that are the team is public, so we know who they are, how we call their dots, so we can see their faces, we know who they are. And the most important thing that I like to invest in a project, that it goes to the masses. You don't want to invest in a project that is just going to be a few thousand or a few million people that might get involved. Klee is a game. It's a video game. Video games is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Now, did you ever get paid when you were playing Mario Bros back in the 80s? Or no one got paid?
I got paid by not getting beat up by my opposition.
Unless you were betting, I'm sorry, with your friends, right?
Yeah.
So there's an evolution of gaming. We went from paying to play to get paid to play. And I think that's the future. That's the future. We're very early though. The play to earn is something very early, but it's there already. And Klee already has a game in place. There's a lot of play to earn projects out there that are raised millions of dollars. But it's just an idea on a napkin. With Klee, has a product, has a working product, already paying rewards. People can make up to $8 a day just by playing Klee. Now, you might say, Roger, but that's not a lot of money. and let's be realistic, from you and me and a lot of people that maybe lives in countries like the US or Europe, $8 a day might not be much. But a huge percentage, billions of people around the world live with less than $1 a day.
Yeah.
So that's a huge impact. Now, companies that pay for advertising, because we got to look at this as a business perspective. One thing is helping people. That's great. We're helping other people to make money. But as an investor, how do I get my investment back? How do I see my money grow? Well, as the Klee ecosystem grows and people start playing the game and earning crypto, and other games are incorporated into the Klee ecosystem, then companies that are out there in these countries like El Salvador, Mexico, any country that wants to pay for advertising, they're going to be able to do it in the game. You know, like no one watches TV anymore. Everyone's on the internet. So now you get slammed with commercials into your Facebook or YouTube or whatever. But we don't really benefit from this. Facebook doesn't pay me to watch a commercial. So now you're going to have these ads within the game that you can get to play it or click on it and go to the landing page, or just by skipping, instead of having a rug within the game, you can just skip a bottle of Coca-Cola, for example, right? So there's a lot of things that can be implemented as advertising. So I like that too. So that's how I got involved into Klee. And then actually, like as everyone knows, I am the current largest holder on Klee. I'm not sure if there's more out there that we don't know about it. They might have 20 or 30 different wallets, but but I've been very transparent. You know, when I got involved into Klee and any other projects, I like to be transparent about.
Roger's thrown out a major incentive if Klee goes 1000x.
Yeah, we're gonna give away a Lamborghini, a purple Lamborghini. It's funny because, you know, we were in the chat. You know, we get into the chat once in a while, and I, you know, I see all the excitement about people talking about Klee, and I say, oh, you know, if we get to 100x, I'm gonna give a Lambo, and all of a sudden there's a tweet post. So I'm stuck now. You know, of course, if we get to 100x, we're going to be making a really good profit. So yeah, we can afford the Lambo.
That's great. Well, that is in a nutshell. I mean, essentially what I was kind of looking for as far as some answers and things like that. And I would certainly like to follow up, you know, down the road as we see how things shake out kind of around the world with Klee, with Bitcoin and these other things. So I just thank you for your time, Roger.
No problem. No problem. And I appreciate the space. And I just love Klee, man. It's so much potential. I was talking to my team of developers because, you know, Avenida Crypto, we were working in a lot of different projects. And we're all involved in Klee. All my people is pretty much involved in Klee. And they would say, Roger, you know, there's so many games that they can be created to implement the play to earn concept. Because one thing is the game that we have, but you can have different games. You can have many different games. And one of them said, you know, I used to play Mario Karts. And then why don't you guys create a game like we can call it Klee Karts? And then we're gonna have all these little cars running around, and you're gonna drive the Chiva car, and I'm gonna drive the Klee car, and you're gonna drive the Doge car, which those are, you know, famous cryptocurrency coins. And one of the things with cryptocurrency is, we were talking about with Craig about this earlier, is you get very emotional attached. And then I'm telling you, guys that love Saitama, guys that love Shiba, they'll die with it. So now you give them this opportunity. So let's compete against each other, and let's earn some crypto, or why not maybe bet some crypto? You know, I bet $50 that I get there first. So a lot of potential within the game.
Sure. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Craig,
awesome.
I'm gonna have to jump, and then my battery's running super low on my charger, but I